I am another fight towards achieving my ultimate goal. I'm glad I had the chance to show my skills and heart on HBO again. There is no reason to call anyone out. They know very well who I am and how to find me. Either they have the balls to fight me or they don't. Those are the words of Cuban light heavyweight contender Sullivan Barrera talking in the wake of his victory on the weekend over Joe Smith Jr. A very good victory. A victory in which he had to climb off the canvas once again. It's becoming a little bit of a running theme in Sullivan Barrera fights. He has climbed off the canvas many, many times. Usually to secure a victory. But in the case of the Andre Ward fight, he actually lost by decision. I'm taking a liking to Sullivan Barrera. He's an old school kind of fighter. Defeats can send fighters one way or the other. They can send them down the hill on the slide, or they can motivate them to improve. And with Sullivan Barrera, it's definitely the latter. It's definitely a case of what happened to Alexander Povetkin after he lost to Klitschko. The best form, arguably, in Povetkin's career was after he lost to Klitschko. It seemed to push him to a next level. And Sullivan Barrera's defeat to Andre Ward seems to have done something similar for him. He seems to have pushed him to the next level and motivated him to up his game. I was disappointed that the Artur Beterbiev fight didn't happen, but Beterbiev is having all kinds of problems with his promoter, Yvon Michel. And Kathy Duver, who is the promoter of Sullivan Barrera, said that this is ultimately why Sullivan Barrera pulled out of that fight, because he knew that the fight was probably not going to go ahead, because he'd heard about the issues between Beterbiev and his promoter, Yvon Michel. So I was disappointed about that, but still, the next best thing, I guess, or one of the next best things, was taking on Joe Smith Jr., a guy who had beaten Andre Fonfara and Bernard Hopkins. So it was a legitimate fight as far as I'm concerned. Barrera came away the winner. He thoroughly outboxed Joe Smith Jr. I have finally managed to track down a copy of that fight. I haven't yet got to watch the whole fight. I've just seen the first couple of rounds, and Barrera certainly seemed like the sharper, slicker, more technically proficient boxer, and we expected that. Joe Smith certainly caught him nice with that left hook in the first round to drop him, but yeah, he got up and did his thing. How far can Sullivan Barrera go? Would you like to see Sullivan Barrera matched up, for example, against a Kovalev? Because that's one of the people that they're talking about Sullivan Barrera fighting, and that would be an easy fight to make because both of them are promoted by main events. So that's a very easy fight to make if they both want it. They're with the same promoter, they fight on the same network. I guess it's just a case of whether Kathy Duver wants to sacrifice one of her guys, because she could use both of the guys to target world titles, in separate directions. She could maybe send Kovalev off to target Nathan Cleverly again, and she could use Sullivan Barrera to maybe target Andre Ward again, even though he's already lost to Andre Ward. He didn't lose, certainly not with regards to the Kovalev rematch. He didn't lose as emphatically as Kovalev lost in the Ward rematch. So perhaps she would want to do that. I don't know. Or maybe she says, no, you know what? Let me just cut my losses and have my two best light heavyweights fight each other. See who's the best, and the best guy can move forward and challenge for world honors. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. How would a Sergey Kovalev-Sullivan Barrera fight go? The one thing which worries me about Barrera, as I talked about earlier on in the video, is his punch resistance. He's a very big, strong light heavyweight. He can box. He's got nice hand speed. He's got decent power himself. But that punch resistance is a little sus. It is a little sus. He's been dropped several times now, including by Ward, who we all know is not a big puncher and was coming up from a lower weight division. And yes, Andre Ward did drop Sergey Kovalev, but he put absolutely everything into that right hand to drop Kovalev, and Kovalev was severely weakened already from body shots. Prior to that happening, the left hook that he dropped Barrera with, he caught Barrera square. Barrera wasn't seriously hurt, but still, if you look at the amount of times Barrera's been down to the amount of times Kovalev's been down, Barrera certainly appears to have the weaker punch resistance. So that's the one thing that would concern me a bit about Barrera going into a Kovalev fight. But then again, where's Kovalev at mentally following the Andre Ward defeat? As I just said at the start of the video, a loss can either set a fighter on a downward trajectory, or it can motivate him to get better. Will that Andre Ward loss be the end of Sergey Kovalev? Will he now turn into like a Sonny Liston after Liston lost to Ali for the second time? He really just went on the slide. Will that happen to Kovalev? Will he crumble mentally? You know, that's the thing. Sullivan Barrera certainly seems to be the guy with more determination in him, with more fight in him when the chips are down than Kovalev. That's what I will say. He's been on the floor numerous times, and he's always tried to come back and do what he can do. Whereas Kovalev kind of capitulated in that Ward rematch. So, yeah, some food for thought there, people. Let me know what you think about Sullivan Barrera. And I almost forgot to mention, and I guess this is kind of fitting, I almost forgot to mention Adonis Stevenson. He really has become the forgotten champion, really, and that's his own fault. Could Sullivan Barrera target a fight with Adonis Stevenson? Maybe he could get, maybe Kathy Duva could send Kovalev to fight Stevenson, or Barrera to fight Stevenson, or one to chase Ward and one to chase Stevenson. That's a possibility. So, yeah. Let me know what you think in the comment section, people. It's Hatman, I'm out.